Oral History Project, Take One. And so, Bobbi, tell me a little bit about your education and the career you got into, just in your own words.
Well, let's see, my education, educare means to evoke from within, and it's been a long journey, but I've been invoking from within a certain kind of fundamentalism. I've learned to keep the fun before the mental. Because if you don't have regular hilarity, you know, then you're going to need a good laxative almost every day. Am I getting in trouble yet?
No, that's fine.
And so education. So I went to college, and I finished college, and then I went to college again. I finished the next college, and then I went to college again. And by this time, I've been working about 40 years as a naturopathic doctor, and I got a PhD in mind-body medicine and a physician assistant license. So I've had a holistic naturopathic practice and learned all kinds of things from all over the planet, wonderful healing and health measures for really working with reverence to life and working with life. And most recently I've been involved in a new technology company. And this technology company is really interesting. It's working with the quantum physics and the new physics that is using resonance and resonance to bring actually in a link to the formative energies of actually of life itself. So I'm the CEO of a new physics company, and that's my new career. And
sounds interesting. What about
joke?
What about your son Will? Just tell us a little bit about what he's
my
doing.
son Will, my wonderful son Will, just got back from Europe. He just toured all around France and Germany and France and Germany and England. And he, after I think 11 years of college, of mastering the most amazing college experiences, he got a $30,000 scholarship from his writing. So he paid for his own education, and he learned all kinds of things. He's a personal trainer, and he learned journalism, and that's how he got his scholarship. And then he also learned a whole group of other things, from nursing to all kinds of writing careers. And he was going to become a doctor, but I think he decided to become a chef. And so he just graduated from the French Culinary School in San Jose. And Monday he starts his first full-time job in a fine restaurant. A fine eating restaurant in Los Gatos.
Okay, that's good.
And he's 25 years old. And he was named after William.
Your father?
Yeah.
Right. Before I throw it open to the others, do you have any sort of anecdote about Uncle Bill, or a story that you remember that you'd like to tell us?
Well, let's see. Really good story about Uncle Bill. There's so many. I think one of the funniest times that I can remember was Uncle Bill and Uncle Steve, and Danny was there, and he was on the tractor, and he was at the house in Stanford, and Uncle Bill and Uncle Steve were trying to walk on the stilts, and Uncle Steve got up on the stilts, and he was walking along on the stilts, and they were playing, they were goofing with each other, just laughing with each other, and you could just see, how much they loved each other. And I remember getting kind of a feeling of our family from them, because they really had a lot of love, and they showed it, and Uncle Steve was really brave to get up on those stilts, and he impressed me as a kid, and Danny was going around on the tractor, and it was, and I think Tony was there, David. Yeah.
Anybody else have questions?
Yeah. Pat, do you have any other anecdotal about
I want to know about your company just real quick. Does it have to do with, is it very new? Is it scalar? Is it?
Yeah.
It is?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's using longitudinal scalar waves. One of the things we do is we create holograms of drugs and also hormones. And the longitudinal scalar waves hold the message, the information of the drug, so that the person doesn't have to take a medication. They can actually put this hologram on their skin, or they can take it in a form of silica, and it actually causes the body to listen to the information just as though you were taking a hormone or medication.
It's like going back to the 60s vibration. Good vibes, right?
You know, we're 99.9%, you know, space. If we've got a good vibe in there, it's going to help us.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Yes.
To what do you attribute your joyful personality? Is that from your mother or from...
Well, you know, I've actually studied what we really are, Sarah. And when you know what we really are, it's an amazing honor just to express, you know, the truth of what life is that comes through us. And you do the same thing. We had a lot of fun today.
Thank you.
So I got a joke about Steve.
Which Steve? Oh,
So, you know, Steve was going around this house, and I saw him this morning. I got up really early, and he was walking all around, and he was looking for things, and pretty soon he hears this voice. And the voice goes, "Help me, help me." And Steve, you know, he's so compassionate. He goes around, and he's looking all around, and he starts moving the leaves and stuff, and pretty soon he moves the leaf off a big frog. And he picks up the frog, and he goes, "Wow!" And the frog goes, "Whoa, help me, help me! I'm a beautiful princess. Just kiss me, kiss me." And Steve goes, "Okay, well," he puts him in his pocket. So then Steve goes walking around a little bit further because he's cleaning up the house, getting ready for all of us to have a really good time. And pretty soon the frog goes, "Help me, help me! I'm a beautiful princess. Please just kiss me." And he goes, "Well, you know, at my age, I'd rather have a talking frog."
pretty good, pretty good.
That's funny.
I like this. The peanut gallery.
Couple more minutes. Anybody want to ask a question? If you want to tell another 2 minute anything.
Well, you know, coming to the Spurr reunion is really easy because in California, we Spurs that have gotten out to California know a lot about earthquake management. And it turns out that coming to a Spurr gathering is kind of like the same thing we do in California. You know, you just go along, and if you find a fault, you just don't dwell on it.
I hadn't heard that one before.
Yeah, okay, well, thank you, Bobby. It's tells us a lot about you and your life, and we appreciate it.
Bobbi, could I just get your whole name and Will's whole name too further?
My full name, only for the Spurs to know, is Roberta Brewster Spurr. And if you'll recall, Brewster, who maybe some other of us are named after, was, what was he on the Mayflower? He was the priest on the Mayflower.
Yeah, there was a William Brewster, yes.
Yeah. So that was, I was named after Robert Anton.
So are we related to William Brewster?
Yes,
in some way?
we're all direct descendants of William Brewster.
Mayflower, right?
Yes.
Wow.
And that's how I ended up with the name, and
then
named
Will.
after Uncle Bob.
Right, that's very interesting. And Will, he wanted to know about Will too.
Will is William Spurr, and his last name is Hansen.
Okay,
Hey,
good.
couldn't be better.
Hey.
Couldn't be better. Perfect.
Yeah, yeah.